Hello everybody, Juan and Nicole here, and today we are going to be playing RemiLore. This is a game that we played at PAX West 2018, and we enjoyed it so much that when we stopped playing it, we were like, when this comes out, we are getting it. So Juan, what is RemiLore?
Yeah, so RemiLore, the full title is RemiLore, Lost Girl in the Lands of Lore. To the left, that girl is Remi, and lore is the book. Now, I'm not an expert on the story. We've only really done the single player mode and the co-op mode for the most part because this game does have a story mode, and this is a procedurally generated game, and I actually got the word right, where every time that you play, regardless of the stages, etc., the world is going to change. So you're never going to have a one-to-one experience. But the most interesting thing about the game is that the weapons are outrageous. You can have a giant sword that is actually ice cream. So what we're going to be doing is that you can see we've been playing co-op mode, so you can play this 1 to 2 players offline only, unfortunately. This is not a Switch exclusive, but we do have it on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So the good thing is that even though it's procedurally generated, you can save up to where you've been to. So as you see, we've been doing a co-op mode. We are at World 2, Stage 2. So
yeah.
We're going to carry on. And I'm player 1. Right now I'm the left character. So you can change costumes, you can unlock things. We haven't really gotten anything.
Yeah.
We've played over 2 hours of the game, so I don't know how far you need to get to it before you can unlock anything. But initially, Nicole and myself thought that this was going to be more of a Diablo clone. But it's a lot more, and it's got a lot more in common with Gauntlet. Like Gauntlet Dark Legacy, like those arcade-style games. So, mechanically speaking, it's a fairly simple game. You have the dash, and then you can do the swipe attacks. When you press start, this is really important, worth pointing out. So you do have stats, and that is not the right button I wanted to press. You have upgrades, which is nice, because on the left, you see it is candy. The currency of this game is actually candy.
And we've done a few upgrades, so that's why the prices are so high.
Yeah. So you can see one-handed sword mastery increases chances of acquiring swords. You're the one that actually completed, I think, the improved health potions.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, so shop discounts, then the different weapons. Do we have any weird stuff? We have a tennis racket.
Tennis racket.
The tennis racket has better damage than some other stuff. There's a soup thing. But this is what I wanted to show. Each weapon does have its, attack combinations, but without further ado, let's just play.
Let's play, let's do it.
So, initially we did fail in this world. The good thing is that it doesn't just, this isn't like Dead Cells, which I love, that it takes you all the way back to the beginning. This takes you all the way back to the first level of the world that you're in. So we're at World 2. I think we died at like the third one. So it took us back to this one. And we realized, hey, we actually have some health. And this becomes fairly difficult because there are spells as well.
There are.
But the game doesn't maybe explain that as good as it should.
For example, if I press this, oh, wait, there we go. That, well, what I had before we stopped playing the other time, my book would attack people. It would throw like ice shards. And that was actually very useful, especially when there were a lot of enemies around.
Now. Yeah.
So now I don't know what my ability is.
I think it's actually an attack boost. So if you notice, we cleared the area and then it gave us a rank. So you can't just keep, fast forwarding. Once again, not like a Dead Cells game that you can choose to avoid certain encounters. And here, you have to beat the enemies before you progress.
Yeah. It won't let you go out of that area.
Yeah.
If you don't. There we go. Yay.
So we're doing pretty okay. The difficulty does ramp up because, as I mentioned, we died. And we wanted to make sure that, for when we showcase the video to everybody, we weren't just breezing through it because the first world was a little bit on the easy side. There was pretty much no challenge, honestly.
Yeah.
But with this one, all of a sudden, it's like, okay, there's not that many health potions, health items.
What I'm really surprised about is that we haven't been playing for a while, and I still haven't found a good upgrade, a good weapon upgrade, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I've been with this sword for a while, and everything I find is lower specs. And I know you can do some upgrades and everything, but haven't found anything better. And I want to have like a giant lollipop that does a lot of damage or something. Because when we played at PAX, my weapon was a lollipop. And I thought that was outrageous and so cool. Okay, we are losing health very quickly.
Yeah, we always got to make sure to dash
Yeah,
whenever
let
he's about
me
to jump.
do the... I don't know. Does this give
I'm the
me
one that
health?
has the book now. Yeah, like I mean, it's probably an attack boost just because I see the sword. Okay, so he's done. You're very low on health,
Yeah,
so we gotta
I
make
am.
sure that you got something. But what's this? Hold. Okay, MP recovery. That's not bad.
Ooh.
But if you're looking, and once again, remember we've only been playing the game. Oh, health, lower right.
Oh. Ooh, nice.
Okay,
Okay.
so if you notice, because Nicole got the full health upgrade, I guess those actually help restore full. And then if you look at our characters, they have little arrows around them, and that lets you know where the enemies are.
Because sometimes you will go around a room and you think that you got everybody, but there's still one left. And
Yeah.
it's useful to know where they are. Ooh, ooh. Nice. Awesome stuff.
So I mentioned at the beginning that you thought that this was more of a Diablo clone, but as you can see, it's not as complicated.
Yeah.
Do you see that as a good thing? Do you wish it was a little bit more complex?
I think it's a good thing. Like, we've seen that this does get
we still have one.
complicated and hard. So I'm happy with this. I just wish that the performance for the Switch version was a little bit better, because it's not bad. Like, it's actually playable, but you will notice some spikes here and there. And I'm hoping that with a future update, they will be able to address this.
Yeah, this game I want to say runs at a fairly stable 30 frames per second. I'm assuming, because I think this is also on PS4. I'm assuming it runs better. Okay, so let's see that. So the thing at the bottom is your current weapon. So that is a definite upgrade. You can see the DPS damage per second for those.
Attack speed
unfamiliar.
increase. Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna take this. Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
but it's very slow.
Okay, so the one that you dropped is actually better than what I had. So your loss is my gain.
No.
So let's just keep going then.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it for a while. If not, I'll change to something else. Let's see.
I do appreciate that this game does have different options. As I mentioned, there's a story mode, which I'm slowly getting through, but really, to me, it seems like such a side thing to the repetition, right? When you talk about these games that are randomly generated and they're about progressing, and I'm assuming at some point this does have a closure or a last stage or final boss. Like, that's really the end goal.
Yeah.
So the fact that it tells you, hey, if you want to play without any of the story, that's an option. But if you want a little bit of story, it is there. So that's not bad.
Okay, this weapon is slow, but does a lot of damage, so... I need to...
Okay,
Oh,
these have
what?
TNT. I'm scared. Oh, so notice that because I changed my weapon to the one that Nicole had, now I have the attack boost. Oh.
Oh, what is this?
I don't know.
Whew. Okay.
Oh, something else we forgot to mention. This game is not full price because when it came out, $40. So not full price if you want to.
Yeah?
Not a cheap co-op game, because there are technically a lot more cheap co-op games, especially on the eShop. Like Coffee Crisis is a really fun beat 'em up game that we can recommend. That's very difficult though.
Yeah.
But if you want cheap co-op games on the Switch, there's tons of them out
That's
there.
something that we can maybe cover in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Uh-oh, okay.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
If you see a health item, please.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, so also, if I die, which will probably happen in the next few seconds, Nicole can actually revive me, but at the consequence of her health. So they'll actually lower her health, but you can get some upgrades that allow you. Okay. Oh, oof. I wanted to make sure I didn't get both. Yeah.
I was a little bit scared. I was like,
Okay, so we're still not done with this one. And if you notice, like, and I'll ask you afterwards, I'm just really mashing the A button. I'm not thinking too much about these combinations showing up on screen. Like, what about you? What is your button of choice?
Pretty much A, and then dash. A dash,
Yeah.
basically. Since my weapon is a little bit slow, I just hit once, dash, and oh. Yeah, that's another thing. When you finish an act, depending on how you do, you will get more items in the chest. So we got X3.
Yeah, so let's actually show you what happens at the end of each run. So you get these different chests.
This is a little bit better.
So these, no. As far as I know, what I have is better. But you do have this. So let's just do a little bit of a fun thing. This is a rain. There's a flamingo. You can get a flamingo. Okay. So it is 1,200. We have 3,900 candy currency. So let's see what we get when I get this. Oh, I got a normal sword. Okay, what are the stats? Oh, I got a normal sword. But look,
it's better, yeah.
it's slightly better, and it also has increased attack speed. So let's just put this to the test. You can actually go here.
Yeah.
But if you guys and girls would love for us to do a follow-up video about this game, please let us know, because we have a lot of games on the Switch, and these are the type of games that, for me, I don't know about you, Nicole, but for me, it's nice to play in like short bursts. So I like the fact that it allows you to just quit. Like right now, we reach this area, and this is what usually happens. It takes you to the next one. What about you, Nicole? Do you like the fact that this game is randomly generated, or is there anything else in addition to the frame rate that you wish would be a little bit better?
No, I like it as it is. And one thing I really like, especially since we have jobs during the week, like we can sit down, play for half an hour, and have a good time. Like we can finish an act in like 15 minutes, and maybe we can do 2 in a day and just have a good time. And even though there may be like frame spikes with the Switch version, it doesn't really matter to me. Hopefully they fix it. Yeah, it's passable. So I'm having a lot of fun playing this, and hopefully we can finish this very soon.
Yeah, so don't forget that we do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/PressPauseTV. We usually stream bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, I should say. Yeah, just to clarify. So we'll stream on a Sunday and then 2 Sundays after, or depending what happens. You know, we're also extra lifers, so at some point during the year, maybe when we get near and dear to the summertime, we may be having a marathon. So all of this is about having fun. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As I mentioned, if you want a part 2 of RemiLore, Lost Girl in the Lands of Lore. It annoys me a little bit that you have RemiLore, but then Lands of Lore, like the same word twice, kind of bugs me. But subscribe, notifications bell, follow us on social media, which is
Press Pause TV everywhere.
Indeed. So up until next time, thank you for watching. I will definitely be back with a lot more.
Take care.
Peace.